morning, students. Today we are going to deal with the third unit of block 3, writing skill, some basic guidelines. So in this particular block, in the last two units, we dealt with reading skills and the ways of vocabulary development. In this unit, we'll come to know what is writing and how we can develop the skill of writing, and what are the different steps involved in writing in an effective manner. Okay, so first we'll just take a look about what is writing. As we have discussed earlier about reading, writing is also a complex process. In order to write in an effective manner, you have to be well acquired with knowledge or the different styles and vocabulary with which you can write in a very competent manner. So it is said that writing is a complex process, and in order to write competently, it is a very difficult skill that is needed to be acquired. And that's why we say that writing is not a gift, but it is a skill that anyone can acquire, but you have to focus on what you are saying or how you are saying it. Then you have to focus on certain strategies that will help you to write successfully. Some experienced writers say that these things are involved in a good writing. Experienced writers always spend a lot of time planning before they write or before they attempt their first draft. Then they also think about their readers. What kind of readers are they going to approach? And the writing will be based on that. They also explore their subject or topic very thoroughly, so that when they start writing, they don't feel a decrease of information. Then they also consider their first draft to be a rough one. It's not that the first time itself they will write something and they will finalize it. They will write that several times. There will be a first draft, there will be a second draft, third draft, and then a final draft. Like that, lot of drafts will be there. And each time the draft is written, it will be much improved than the first one that was written. Most of the errors will be rectified in the final one. And then they also thoroughly revise their draft. So there is a lot of rethinking and restructuring before the final draft is submitted. Now, if you want to be a writer, there are some steps that are needed to be followed. These are just guidelines. These are not rules that are to be followed in a writing. These are just guidelines, because when you start writing, the planning that you are doing can change according to the situation in which you are. So we cannot say that these are the hardcore rules that you have to follow in writing. These are just guidelines. The first one is planning. You have to plan before writing. Then you have to consider your reader. Then you have to investigate about the topic that you are writing. Then you have to organize all these things. Then you have to write a full draft. Then you have to refine and revise what you have written, and then restructure and reorganize it. That will help you to write effectively. Now, moving on to the methods of writing. It is said that writing is a three-way process: pre-writing, writing, and rewriting. Pre-writing refers to the things that we follow before writing. That is collecting information or thinking or planning about how to write and things like that. Writing includes the first draft, second draft, or whatever you are jotting down into a paper. And then rewriting is something that is about revising, restructuring, and reorganizing that you have already something that you have already written. And it is said that writing progresses in a recursive manner. Why do we say so? Because it's very difficult to get a final draft of something that you are writing, because whatever the writer writes, he turns over and over again to those ideas, again clarifying them, extending them, and improving them. He keeps on revising them. Each time he reads it, he finds that it has to be improved. Something has to be added to it to make it more clear, and something more information is to be added to the topic to make it reach to the readers. So it's a process that progresses in a recursive manner. Now, when you write, you can think about three key elements in writing. What are the three key elements that you have to keep in mind in writing? The first one is purpose. The second one is subject matter. And the third one is reader or audience. Purpose, subject matter, and reader or audience. After thinking of these key elements, you have to ask yourself why you are writing this particular topic. For whom are you writing this topic? And from where you will get the material or information about this particular topic. After this, you have to understand about your topic. You have to get a good idea of the subject or topic that you are going to write. This will help you to formulate a goal, do research, and organize your material. You will have a good idea in your mind about how to organize the information that you have got and how to proceed with the topic. So it is important to identify your subject. Next, after identifying your subject, you have to gather information of the topic that you are going to write. For this, when you are reading through the material that you require for the topic, you can use different methods to pick out the main ideas or the points. The first thing is you can use highlighters to highlight the important points in the material that you are reading. Then second, you can make notes. While you are reading through, you can keep a paper or a pen or a book or a pen with you, and you can note down the important points that are related to your topic as notes in this particular paper or book. Then brainstorming is another method. This is a very productive method because it's very easy to find out the ideas or facts or opinions from the material that you are reading. Usually brainstorming is said to be in a group, but it's not only about a group. It's not necessary that it should always be with others. It can also be performed by. So brainstorming by yourself is a little different from what you do in a group, because you are the only one and you have to motivate yourself to review the materials and everything that you are getting to begin brainstorming. And for this, you have to do a planning session. This planning session will help you to keep a track of the ideas and information that you are getting through the materials. You can make a list of it and you can keep it with you. And this will help you to reach the goal that is there in your mind. Then another technique that you can use is building an issue tree or a mind map. When brainstorming and note taking are a verbal technique, issue tree or a mind map is about giving a visual display of the information that you are getting in a hierarchical structure. An example is given here about an issue tree about the annual college day, which talks about all the things that are required about this particular topic. So in this way you can make an issue tree also about the topic that you are writing, so it will be easy for you. You can just refer to it and you'll come to know what you have recorded. Then you have to know the purpose of writing. What is your purpose of writing? This will help you to write the topic well, and you should have an explicit purpose statement in what you are writing. For that, first you have to identify the steps that will help you to take to the goal. Then you have to concentrate on organizing information or ideas that are related to your purpose. These things you have to do in order to know the purpose of your writing. Next, you have to know the reader. You need to know about the reader. It's a very important thing because whatever you are writing, it depends on the kind of thinking or attitude the reader has. The topic that you are discussing must reach the readers. It should be clear, it should be informative, it should be related to the thoughts and perceptions of the reader. Only then whatever you are writing can be successful. So it is very important to know who is your reader before writing. And here I would like you to do this as a homework. You have to make an issue tree about any of these topics, so you will have an idea of how to write an issue tree. So do this as a homework and submit. Okay.